Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Pitching Point. Welcome back. My name is Alex Ollie. I'm joined by Kate, Costas, and Benjamin. How are we all doing, team?
All good.
Great.
Still light outside, which is great.
Still light outside, bit of snow. Chief, what's going on here, mate? You've got a new background, dollarize.
Yeah, dollarize. So this is a fun project. It's swag for closers. So if you want to reward, recognize your sales team, your top performers, your bottom performers, if you want to say happy birthday to someone who works in sales, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, staff salespeople say we're on Shopify, you can buy swag for closers. It's all there.
Okay.
And it's happening big time.
Yeah, dude, I think we're going to have to get you on The Pitching Point sometime. You need a bit of help with your skills. That's all right. We'll get you there, my friend. all good. Well, look, glad you got that hustle off up and running, which is good stuff, man. All right, so guys, this week we're joined by Ben Booth from Pareto. Ben, can you introduce yourself, please, mate?
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. So I'm Ben Booth. I've been at Pareto for a while. I've been in the business development function for just over 6 weeks now. So we are a global sales development organization. Got a number of solutions, including sourcing graduate talent and executive talent, as well as a fully fledged sales training provider as well. Typically, the kind of businesses that we sell to are your fast-growing tech businesses, any kind of Series A, Series B funded, and we've got a office over in America as well. So getting global and doing really well at the moment.
Cool, man. I think you could have shortened that just by saying recruitment.
Yeah, that's are we objection handling now? Or?
No, good stuff. Thanks for joining us today, Ben. All right.
No
well, look, just before we go into it, for anyone watching, everyone who is watching, of course you are, welcome to The Pitching Point. For those that you don't know, we're the world's first gamified sales coaching show. So each week, we're trying to do each week, we welcome sales reps to showcase their skills from all around the world. Doesn't have to be the UK. The goal is to help them improve their sales skills by being pushed to the point of melting whilst having fun. Ben, you're gonna have some fun today. Okay, let's go into round one. Kate, what we got up?
Okay, so it's the coach's den first, and I've just received an email from our Ben, and I'm going to read it so that I can react. This is the first time I've read it, so that I can react naturally to it and see whether or not it's going to get my vote. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm also going to share the sound because I've just glanced to my left and realised that it's got a video. So checking everybody can see that email.
Yep.
Right. So hi, Kate. So a short video for you, Kate, is the subject line. In your one-to-one with Molly McGranman, Molly's famous, you discovered a 24% success rate booking a meeting when sending a video. With that in mind, I've put together this 47-second masterpiece. Oh, masterpiece. That's setting yourself up just for you. Looking forward to hearing your feedback as well as gauging your thoughts on the content. Okay, so let's have a go at that. Is that flipping?
Let's hope he's wearing a t-shirt that says dollarize on it.
Not yet. From next week.
All right, so is everybody seeing the fact that that's just transitioned to...
Yeah.
Hi, Kate. It's Ben Booth here from Pareto Law. I hope you don't mind me reaching out via Vidyard email. I know it's pretty new to everyone, but hopefully it's going to cut through some noise in your inbox. Kate, you may be aware of Pareto from your time at Avecto or NCC Group. We've actually adapted a lot here to help businesses just like E4 Enable tackle the difficult sales challenges associated with this new virtual world. With up to 4 times as many candidates per position and the whole host of challenges that virtual onboarding brings, I'd love to share some insight on how we can help benefit your business. It'd be great, first of all, to hear some feedback on this video, and second of all, get in a time in the diary to share with you some of that insight. Thanks, Kate.
Okay. All right, so didn't finish it with anything on that, but my first reaction is I love the email part. Really short, 3 lines, personalized to me. The video, really confident, right, Ben? First of all, just love the fact that you put yourself out there and did that. For me, it was a bit long. a bit waffly. I didn't find it succinct. And I'm not a big fan of stats in emails and videos like that, because it just sounds a bit, I can't relate to it. You can use something more like, it's getting harder to get candidates, right? Because they're all being attacked from lots of different ways to try to attract them to other businesses. Something along those lines, rather than 1 in 4. So it causes me to tune out a little bit when it starts. Again, that might be just my my personal opinion. So I'd shorten it, short and snappy, relax a little bit into it. Don't take yourself too seriously when you're using video. So yeah, shorten it. Don't rely on the stats. And for me, because of that, I don't think that I would have responded and you'd have got the meeting.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair feedback.
Yeah. Over to Costas.
Yeah, Ben, I agree with Kate. The email was really good. I would definitely have clicked on the video messaging. Again, I agree with Kate. It was too long, too much fluff for my liking. That especially in the beginning, it wasn't related to anything you do. I just wonder, and it's a thought. I know that people use video as part of their cadence, like, you know, maybe first, second approach to reach that individual. Did you really have to say something about Pareto or whatever? Could you just play around with the fact that you've done a video? What do you think, Kate? Just to build a relationship. So, for example, if that was your first interaction with Kate, would it be better if it was nothing sales, nothing about Pareto, just you and how she felt about the video, to create a relationship when you can go back a couple of days afterwards? Great, can we talk? Just to warm up, just a thought. But I do feel that the email was good, highly personalized. And in the video, you mentioned a couple of things about where Kate has worked previously, which I thought it was very good. But too much fluff. And as an idea, maybe you just want a bit of a feedback on the video and take it from there. Next time you're going to reach out to Kate. Yeah, I agree. I think being on the video, on the email, not on the video. So I don't know how we score this, Kate, but do
you get the meeting or not, Costas?
I would definitely open the email. So
I'd say no, Costas, crikey.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Right.
I'd say yes.
You'd say yes. Is it a yes or a yes?
No, I'd say yes.
Right, good. All right.
On the email.
Okay.
All right, Benjamin, how about you, mate?
Yeah, so I'm not I suppose, again, this could be a personal thing. Depending on who you're doing, it depends on your audience. If you were sending this to someone at senior director level, I don't think it would work at all. Personally, I also, again, this could be a personal thing. I won't click on anything in an email that's unsolicited that sends me any. I'm not going to ever, for security. You don't. God knows what's on it. So there'd be that reticence in me. I wouldn't click on it. Same thing with video. Video is one of those things. If you're going to do it, it's got to be done well. And just standing there in a shirt and talking about Pareto would not be enough to inspire me to want to go any further. I wouldn't have clicked through. The email itself, the actual shortness of I like brevity and I like being to the point. But again, with all these emails, I have no problem with personalization. It's just very hard to do that on bulk. So if you can find some way of replicating that, but it's very hard to do it. So how do you create a message that you can send out, lots of it without having to overly personalize? So for me, I wouldn't have met personally because, again, I'm not a fan of video. And the other thing is there are 3 types of way people take in information. And not everybody is a visual person. So visually, if it's done wrong, it'll turn them off. But some people do like it. It is a hit and miss. But from my perspective, the email itself, the brevity, good. But the actual video, I wouldn't personally have gone for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually expected that from you as well, Benjamin. I knew that the video might be not something that you'd watch.
School.
I think
Old school.
Yeah. It's completely right.
A dial, whatever, the old phone.
Now let the guy talk.
It's something that doesn't work for every prospect I've sent it to, certainly. But yeah.
It's like any channel. It's hit and miss. Yeah. Someone say it's hit and miss. It's never put your eggs all in one basket. And there seems to be a theory out there that you stick everything in one. No, a bit of everything. So it'll work on some people, won't work on others. The question is, what is the most replicable and best? And that's the one you ultimately want to run with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Ben, I think you have sent me emails and videos in real life.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Respond to those. So I think the thing that, firstly, the one that you sent, I think the email was great, as they've said. It's nice and brief. Structure it a little bit better. I've found with my team, if you put the video in the main body and then have the call to action underneath, like is this something you want to, is this something of interest, for example, open-ended sort of call to action. But the video, you can just do like 2 really small things that could actually make you a bit of a game changer. And you should have a rinse and repeat formula. But you've just got to address the one question that prospects are asking themselves, which is, what's in it for me? I don't feel like you're putting that in that at all. You're saying, hey, share some insights or give me some feedback. I'm not really going to give you feedback. I don't know why you'd ask for that. Maybe it's something I'm missing, but I wouldn't take time saying, I think you should change your email or this video, Ben. But if you're saying this is something of value that I can give to you, or having something so specific, if you get that what's in it for me element to your video, and you have that all the time, you can create something that's of value other than just share some insight, then you could have quite a key hook in it. So I'd work internally with your team on that. We've created a few ourselves here at ReachDesk, and when you find it, it means the videos can work quite nicely.
Yeah, that's really interesting feedback on your thoughts on the feedback, because that's one area that most of my prospects I send a video to, they get back to give feedback on the video, and they say, "Oh, we never see this. Like, that's great. What are your response rates?" So yeah, that's one of the things I've initiated in probably most conversation when I've done them. Not just through video, because I get what you're saying, Benjamin, as well. I usually try and send them through LinkedIn, because if you've got a connection, then that's great. But also the thing I like about Vidyard is it tells you when someone's watched the video. So you can then go straight back to them if they haven't replied. Oh, I see you got a chance to watch a video. Yeah, and it kind of initiates the next stage for you.
Really importantly, out of those people that say give you feedback, how many of those turn into meetings?
I'd say probably at the moment about 20%, but it's still people that you like. That's probably still better conversion ratio than a cold call. So
you taught me something today, which is great.
I'll tell you one thing that I do respond to. It's because no one does it a lot. It's the people that send those little 1-minute voice messages through LinkedIn Messenger. Very few people send those, and I listened to one this morning. And I like listening to someone's voice because it gives me a good idea into their personality, how they sound, how fast they speak, and the words. So I normally respond to those because it's a minute only. It's stuck in a minute, which is good. Yeah. So
voice notes, very cool. Okay, well,
Alex, are you in or are you out on that?
I wouldn't be in, I'm afraid. I said the email's good. The video just didn't quite hook me into what's in it for me, I'm afraid.
Cool.
How do you feel about that feedback, Ben?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think the video is probably a little bit long. I tried to couple it with a really short email to then have a bit of a more in-depth video where, I kind of mentioned where Kate might know us and some of the things we've done to change specifically from where Kate might have known us before. Because obviously like the graduate environment's changed and the virtual onboarding things changed. So that was my mindset in trying to introduce what was different. But yeah, you're right. That's what's in it for me, not what's in it for Kate. So agree.
Okay, man. All right.
Cool.
Okay, so into round 2. Chief, can you introduce round 2 for us, please?
Yeah, so we have it's a new feature. Hopefully everything is going to work. So we have the spin the wheel. Literally, we've broken down a cold call into different aspects of a cold call. So there's a bit of objection handling, there's a bit of intro, and may luck be with you because you will just you will click, spin the wheel 3 times, and see what challenge you will be facing. So Alex or Kate, yep. So we have 10 slices, and
over the first one.
There we
when
go.
you land on one slice. Great. So that's pretty simple. Ben, all you have to do, you're addressing Alex, and Alex is giving you the feedback that it's great what you do, but I'm with a competitor, whatever. And you take it from there. You have up to 2 minutes. Kate is keeping time, and then we're going to give you feedback on your process and how the whole approach went. So whenever you're ready, Ben.
Okay. Yeah, Ben, look, I think, the trouble is we're already working with one of your competitors and we're quite happy with them.
Okay, you're happy with them?
Yeah, we're pretty happy with them. Yeah, they do a good job. They give us good candidates. Yeah, we've hired a number of people from the candidates they've sent our way, so we're pretty happy with them.
Oh, it's great you're making hires, Alex. It's good to hear. Do you mind if I just ask a bit on your relationship with them?
Sure.
Do you pay based on the placement, or do you have it retained, the fee that you use?
With them, it's retained.
It's retained, okay. And do you hire on a ad hoc basis, or do you have hiring cycles?
Well, we're a pretty fast-growing company. We're trying to do it in cycles. Sometimes it is a bit ad hoc, but generally speaking, yeah, we do it in cycles.
Okay, brilliant. And have they've retained this cycle, but not the next? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, the purpose of this call, Alex, wasn't to get you to change. So sorry if that's the way it's come across. Would you be open to a conversation at the start of the next cycle on exploring a few options with kind of different opportunities? Because what can often happen, we found here at Pareto, is that the stagnant relationships with recruiters where they don't often find the best candidates in the second and third cycle. Have you found that at all at the moment, or is that something you're seeing in the market?
Not at the moment. I've had it in the past, yeah, when I've had those relationships, so I can totally appreciate what you're saying.
Okay, fantastic. So with that in mind, do you think there'd be value in introducing Pareto and seeing our process and how our candidates can match to the competitor?
Yeah, it's worth looking at how your processes work, just in case. Yeah, fine to take.
Okay, fantastic. With that in mind, looking at Friday, does 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. work for you?
Yeah, 11's fine.
Perfect. I'll put that in.
How'd you find that, man?
Great.
Yeah, it's pretty common. I asked a lot of closed questions, which I was frustrated at myself about.
We're quite closed, but
yeah,
I think your delivery was actually very good. Not bad at all. You asked some very good questions about what the existing relationship what was like. You use that mirroring principle, which can work really nicely. Like, I can't remember exactly what you said, but you were basically saying it's good, that you almost want me to dig in a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'd give you a thumbs up on that one.
Thanks. Yeah, the mirroring principle is the first one I went to use. Yeah, quite closed. We do our call calls quite differently. We just go for a kind of objection handle and close, so we don't often get a chance to ask loads of those questions. It's good to practice going through them. But yeah, definitely too many closed questions. We'll try and improve that next round.
Okay. Benjamin?
I think Alex just spends his life meeting salespeople. No, I don't know why you met him. Did we listen to the same conversation? I'm not sure why you were meeting. We're having another conversation. So what happens is you get an objection like that. Someone says we're happy with our existing. So one of the great techniques here is you've got to challenge that. And you can challenge it in a very nurturing way. So whenever I get this a lot, someone will say, we're very happy. I'm happy with my sales guys. And I said, when you say happy, you're meant to say they're absolutely perfect, didn't you? They always say, no, the sales team's perfect. I go, if there was one thing that they could do better, what would it be if you could just wave a wand? What would it be? My job is to try to get him talking about him and his world. Yeah? So if somebody says to me, I'm happy or I'm very satisfied, I say, you meant to say perfect, didn't you? And they always say no. Or occasionally they say, yeah, no, I did. Yeah, everything's perfect, couldn't be better. In that case, I know there's no chance of moving forwards with a person because I'm not going to argue with them or try and convince them to have another meeting with me. That would be a pointless waste of time. But what I will do is challenge it. And it's to open up the conversation because as a prospect, you can hear when a salesman's slowly railroading you with a questions of series of logic. And you naturally start to fight it. You'll go along with it. Yes, no, I recognize. Yeah. And the other thing is I hate the use of the word value. I think salespeople use the word value all the time as if by saying it, it creates it. It doesn't. So it would be, yeah. So it's something salespeople use it a lot. If I could add value, well, what the hell does that mean? And the whole point of you being here is because you're supposed to anyway. You don't need to tell me you can. So it's just poor, not having go, but just in general, the use of the term value has become overused because it means nothing. It's like saying I love you. What does that mean? Anyway, so challenge it. If someone says everything's fine or everything's great or everything's good, you say you meant to say perfect, didn't you? Oh no.
Nice line. Yeah, definitely use it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Cool. Costas.
Yeah, I like your delivery. I have to say that so far, your delivery it's been really good, very confident. Similar to what Benjamin is saying, I go back to when I was doing sales. When someone says, "Look, we used to obviously we sell conferences, or I'm thinking, or I'm going every year to that event, and I'm doing this," I just want to understand what exactly is that I'm dealing with. For example, is this a statement? Is it something that I can't do anything about it? And I would go. My approach would be like, which conference? They will tell me this. Oh, that's a great event, right? So you need to understand first of all, are they bullshitting you, or is something they're working with someone, right? So if someone says, "Oh, you're working with a competitor," I said, "Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm gonna make a sale today, but can I ask you who you're working with?" First thing, do they have someone? Does a name come immediately? Then you know what you're dealing with. They are dealing with a competitor, and you put them in is because you say, "Look, okay, I'm not going to make a deal." One last question. Are there any circumstances under which you will consider working with a new supplier? Again, this is very testing in terms of like where I think Benjamin was going. Is there any dissatisfaction, any level of dissatisfaction that you might be able to uncover by asking that very open question? If it's not, then you know that you calling them in the next cycle or whatever, sure, it might happen, but it's not going to get you to a deal. But if there is a level of dissatisfaction, if there is then you might have a way in. So I would suggest that that's an approach that has worked for me definitely in the past. You might want to consider. So are there any circumstances? See if there's an opening. If there's no opening, you won't be able to sell. Simple as that. So that's what, and you might as well just spend your time chasing someone else who can give you their business, right? Rather than trying to handle this guy that they're already working with someone. There's no level of satisfaction. There's no reason to change.
Yeah, I definitely think that's something obviously quite early in my sales career now, but knowing that not every prospect is going to be right and be able to book a meeting, I think that's one big thing you've got to learn at the start.
Well, yeah, you got to distinguish between prospects and suspects. Everybody out there is a suspect. A prospect is different. So so you got a list of people, they call it prospects, but that's not true. It's a list of suspects. These people are in companies that we think at some point may need what we have. The question is, you got to phone at the right time when they can recognize there's a problem. That's the purpose of prospect. It's not to get everyone on that list to say yes this week, because but what it is of that list of 100 guys on that list, 10 of them probably right now have a problem you can fix. I got to find that 10. The other 90, I'll come back to them over the next cycle. Yeah. And too many salespeople confuse that. They think the purpose of every prospecting call is everyone I talk to must say yes. And if they don't, it's because they're pricks or just deliberately trying to sabotage my life.
Oh, I love it. Benjamin's all fired up today. Kate, what do you think?
I love your delivery, Ben, but I like to watch it from the buyer perspective. So I'm watching Alex, and his mannerisms, the way he spoke, he was just on the edge of sleep. And what I mean by that is he's not responding with any detailed information. He's not opening up. He's literally going, "Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I'm all right. Yeah." Now you might get the meeting. So he literally might say, "All right, yeah, fine." It sounded to me like you've got the meeting. Tell you something, 95% chance he won't show up to that meeting next week. Yeah. Because he'll think either, what did I can't even remember what that was about, because all he said was yeah, meh, yeah. He didn't engage in the conversation. So you've got to be careful as to how the balance of that conversation. So I was listening and watching more to Alex's reaction rather than perhaps all of the things that you came across as confident, but I just don't think he'd show up to that meeting. And I think you've just got to be careful, because that's the worst thing. That's time wasting then for you, because you're chasing people to follow up on meetings. You want to walk off that call certain that he's going to show up, and that he is going to consider a change from his existing competitor. So yeah, for me, I say great delivery, but I think you can change some things to engage him and pull out more information from him.
Yeah, the lucky thing for you, Ben, is I do actually need a company like you right now. So I did say yes.
Jeez, this is like a
I'm just always buying,
one-man
guys. Always buying.
buying show.
To any salesman watching this, phone Alex. He'll just buy what you have.
Right, let's do the second one because we're running out of time, Tim. Okay, next one up, Ben. We've got. Oh, no. Apparently, it's not a good time. So, Ben, despite what I just said, we've just hired like all of our SDR intake. Now's not a good time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. How have those hires gone for you?
Yeah, they're killing it.
Perfect, excellent. And what is it you know about from our previous conversation that the value that Pareto offer?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you do the same as most of the others out there.
Other recruitment companies, is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting. You just said that. Obviously, one of the big differences Pareto have got it is our sales training function, and we are one of the only government accredited apprenticeship providers. What training plans have you currently got in place for the existing sales team you've just hired?
I've been looking more into like independent sales trainers. There's a guy called Benjamin Dennehy who I think is quite good.
Okay, I've not heard of Benjamin. Tell me about how you found him.
He found me, just hunted me down, wouldn't leave me alone, just constantly selling his courses. I think he started at like 100K and I had to negotiate him down.
Okay, it sounds like cost might be something that's quite important to you, is it?
Yeah, but value also is at the same time too.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, if we had a training course that was targeted on the delivery, but also the performance that is yielded from it, do you think that'd be worth having a conversation over?
Potentially. Can you email it over to me?
I could send you some literature, Alex. Obviously, that's all quite generic at the moment, and I don't want to waste any of your time. What would be better is if I could introduce that along with some of the other arms of Pareto off the back of your hires, and we can see where this training can offer most value to you, and potentially, don't know, pump Ben off his seat.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pump Ben off his seat, but let's catch up. Maybe just ping me in like 6 months' time. As I said, it's not a good time for us right now, but it might be in the future.
Okay, you said that the new hires have just started, and this training that you're looking into is now not the perfect time in my experience working with other clients.
What, from a training perspective, potentially, but I mean, I'm trying to weigh it up a little bit. I know my stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty good at training my team, so I reckon I can cover it myself. If Benjamin does come out too expensive, and he was just a wild card, just because I kind of hang out with him every now and again.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, I'm not saying that you can't do it yourself. I don't want to be naive enough to think that we can.
Time out.
How did you find that?
Yeah, obviously went on probably a bit long. I feature bashed a bit at the start and used the word value when I probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah, you used the word value and then grimaced because of what.
Yeah, I looked at myself, disgusted at myself. But
how often do you get that objection?
Pardon?
How often do you get that objection?
How often? Yeah, I mean, quite a lot at the moment. Obviously, during COVID, a lot of businesses haven't been expanding and adding salespeople. I think where I was trying to get to with that was to say that the value comes to clients meeting in that kind of processing stage, because when they do come to make decisions, they've got that on the table. Kind of the analogy of Pep Guardiola, who does he want to bring on off the bench? It's not someone who's been sat there in his jacket. It's someone who's warmed up, and that can be us.
Yeah, I think that be careful there, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to sell what you want to sell, as opposed to what the prospect's needs are. You're thinking, okay, well, he's not hiring at the moment. Oh, but he's just hired, so I can pull that in. And actually, immediately what I felt was you're trying to sell me what you want to sell me.
Okay, yeah,
really you want to dig into how's that actually going to benefit Alex's business or where he's at as a company. So you're thinking too much in terms of the bench, which I don't think is a very good analogy. I think it's quite dangerous, to be honest with you, because you're going to be like, oh, I can pull this one in, hopefully that's going to work. You need to focus on your prospect more and then pull out that a bit later on. That
makes complete sense. Yeah.
Benjamin?
In or out? Alex, in or out?
I'd be out for that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so this was a tough one. So what it is that the key objections are either real or smoke screens. And all your job is to do is distinguish between a real one and a fake one. And a real one is real. It's a red light. Probably can't be changed. Yeah, so we've literally just appointed a new sales trainer. That's a red light. The odds of you're not going to have them blue in your face. The guy going to say, "You're right. The 3 months we went through trying to find this guy, let's just scrap that and start again." That's never going to happen. So you've got to distinguish between what's real and what's fake. That's how we deal with it. So the key phrase was, the question was, "I don't have the time right." What was it? It's not a good time now.
Not a good time, yeah.
So you've got to go back with a question in the form of, I use what you call a Chinese manual or multiple choice, whatever you want to call it. And when you say now's not a good time, do you mean it's because you've already got someone in place and they're doing a good job? Do you mean it's you need to look at it, but you just don't have the time, or something else? Qualify. If he says, and you see how you give him options to pick?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We didn't deal with the objection. All you did was kind of, okay, and then you fired into a question. Well, how's it going? In the real world, the conversation wouldn't have gone that long. It would have been over. Look, like I said, I don't need any help right now. So the job of an objection is it real or is it a smokescreen? Just test it. Yeah. Now's not a good time. When you say it's not a good time, do you mean, is it just because I've called you at the wrong time of the day? That's what he could have meant. Don't know. Yeah. So you've got to qualify. What does good time mean? You can't mind read. So that you always get the prospect to tell you what they're actually saying and meaning.
Yeah, I think I just scratched the surface a little bit and didn't really delve into more detail. All
right, quick fire, guys, because we're going to have to move things along. Kostas, are you in or out? Kate?
I will be out.
Kate, how about you?
I'm going to throw you a bone here and say you're in, and there's just two things here. I thought the segue into training.
Too easy to sell to, Kate.
The segue wasn't handled well, but so you needed to ask if training. So you've just taken a whole cohort on how you found the training, and the bit that I suspect Alex might have responded to is, I suspect you're brilliant at training, but it's taking up a lot of your time, and your time is massively valuable. So are you finding you're trying to juggle, training all those new people alongside, what is a massive other priorities and how to get slip? So you could have asked all those questions and then said, well, that's interesting because we take it from the hiring all the way through to training them. So it's a complete piece, and that answers Alex's thing of, I'm feeling like you're just selling me stuff. It answers that segue into training. So I'm going to throw you a bone and give you something, because I thought that transition, whilst not handled well in the segue, was probably a good place to transition to.
Can I just ask a very quick question? I know we're running a bit late. Did you feel, Ben, that you could have made a sale, that you could have continued with Alex based on this conversation?
I think when we touched that it was him doing the training, I thought there was a bit of an opening that they hadn't decided on who the trainer was going to be. So there's going to be an option if I can pull that round and like you said, find that he's not got enough time. I would have liked it to go on a little bit longer to see if I could have done, but obviously I got cut short with the time.
Yeah, just asked that earlier.
Look, sometimes we just train people to just follow a process. Use your common sense. If you don't feel that you can actually sell, if you feel that you're pushing something, understand that people are split in three thirds. People will never buy, people that will buy now, people that will buy later. Place that person in that category and take the appropriate action. You're a smart guy. You don't need to be told all the time what to do or handle an objection. That would be my only advice.
Thank you.
Last spin.
Right, here we go.
5 points. You take 5 points now.
Can't see the wheel.
Can't see the wheel. Yep.
Nope.
Take 5 points.
Chief, can you introduce this one?
The worst. The most difficult one.
Go on, Chief. Introduce this one, mate.
Well, this is Ben's brainchild. So, Ben, do you want to give us the spiel?
Yeah, so basically I'm going to say something and I want to see how well you've listened, and I've got a particular line here that I'm going to use. I know what's in it that I think that if I heard this, that I would challenge and question. So the key is, do you hear these things? So this is it. So we're assuming let's say we're on a Zoom meeting. You're you, I'm an MD of a company, and I say this to you. I think I have an underperforming sales team and I am considering getting some form of training. Is that the sort of thing you could help with?
Okay. I'd love to find out a little bit more before I can say whether I can help you or not, Ben. Why do you think that you've got underperforming sales team?
Because we're not hitting figures.
Okay, and what are those figures based on?
What do you mean? What are they based on?
So is that KPIs or is that revenue targets?
Oh, sorry, it's a revenue target. They've got a target which we're falling short behind.
Okay, and how long have they been falling short?
3 months.
3 months. Okay, and what effects that having on you, Ben?
On me?
Yeah, you specifically.
Well, it's my job to make sure they get it up. So I'm just looking at whether or not there is some form of training that could be done. I mean, you offer sales training, I guess.
Yeah, we are a fully fledged training organization. What training have you considered at the moment?
Well, I don't know yet. What would you suggest? I mean, you work with salespeople all the time, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not naive enough at this stage, Ben, to suggest something not knowing enough about your business and how you operate. Every business is different. How many people have you got in your sales team?
13.
13. Okay, fantastic. And is it all 13 that are struggling? Have you got a superstar or?
It fluctuates, as you know, various different types of guys. I mean, you must see this all the time, though, in sales teams. I mean, what have you found is often the underlying cause of underperformance, do you reckon? From your experience, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you put a blanket over our clients, there's probably several different ones. I think what is usually one thing that people do find difficult that Pareto can bring in is a targeted training program with a dual objective at the end. So we're paid on delivering those objectives on the back of the training. I'm sorry, I wasn't really sure what I was trying to gauge from that. If we were already on a meeting, what the kind of call to action should be.
It was just how the conversation is going to flow. So I asked a specific, I phrased it a certain way. And you picked up on one of the things which was good. So whenever you hear someone say, I think I have an underperforming sales team, and you picked up on the first one. The first thing I do is challenge it. Sorry, when you say you think they're underperforming, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So you got to force me. Your job as a salesman is to gather information, not give it. Yeah. And towards the end of your conversation, you started to fall into sell. Well, we at Pareto Law provide a targeted. You don't know anything about me yet. So what I think. So that's the thing I challenge. When you say you think they're underperforming, what do you mean? And then I would say, well, they're not hitting target. And I would go back with, okay, and that's a problem because, well, we got to hit target. Can I ask a question? Why do you have to hit that target? What happens if you don't hit it? And then so let me ask you a question then. When you went back to your guys and said, hey, fellas, why are you guys sucky at hitting target? What did they say? Well, I haven't done that. Or I have done that. And if he hasn't done that, I go, can I ask a question? Why have you not done that? Well, that's a good question. So my job is to get them to realize the problem's bigger than what it is and they don't know what they're doing to fix it. So rather than fall into a conversation where it's asking intellectual questions, how many guys you got, what sort of training you're looking at, that's going to keep it at an intellectual level. I want this guy to feel sick by the time he's finished with me. Yeah. So you got to dig deep so you challenge it. I don't understand when you say you think they're not put under. Either they are or they aren't. Which is it? Yes, you got to really push them, because if someone's going to give you a lot of money, they have to see that you can challenge them, because that proves you know more about it than me. If you can ask me questions I can't answer, who's the smartest person in the conversation without once saying it? Yeah.
I think that I started to try and do that, and then we just got a bit lost halfway through.
Yes. And this is where most salesmen fail. They're able to get the first two out, but then they lose courage to keep questioning and pushing. Your job is to make me feel the pain. You got to push. I don't understand. Why do you have to hit target? Well, because I got to. No, you don't have to. What happens if you don't? Well, I could get, and then he starts to open up. So when you asked your guys and then you keep digging and why haven't you fixed it now? Why are you talking to us? Why can't you? You're the fucking sales director. How come you can't fix this problem? I mean, what are they paying you for? So you slowly tease all of this out. Well, I don't have the time. I don't have the skills. I'm not a natural trainer. So that's where I push it. But you did pick up on the think bit, which is good. But you cut short.
Thumbs
down. Thumbs down from me. But you get to, I don't know how the pointing works here. So you picked up, no, I'm going to give you, because you picked up on me, I think. So I've got to give you that. Yeah, I don't know how the scoring works.
Yes, that's fine. I'll sort it all out.
We'll sort it all out.
Can I just make one point, Ben? I think your question was reasonable. I think was good. The one thing that I think you let yourself down is that Pareto. Well, there's a reason why departments underperform. It's either a leadership issue, a recruitment issue, or a sales process or training issue, right? Pareto Law offers a solution for all three problems.
Yeah, narrowing myself down to training.
What Benjamin said, what do you think they're underperforming? See what that person thinks, because you offer a solution across the three problems that organizations face. That, I think, is the missed opportunity, because you offer the solutions. But I do feel that it was really good question. I think that was your best round, personally. So I would have been thumbs up, because you did perform very well.
Yeah, likewise, I'd be thumbs up too. Kate, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to be thumbs up. I thought you asked, I love the fact that you digged into the performance, the impact on the personal, like, what does that mean to you? Like, that so what question, all of that, asking about into. So I thought it was good.
Thanks.
Nice, man. Good job, man. All right, that's the end of that round. Now we've literally got 5 minutes left, so we might have to scrap Beat the Chief this week.
No, serious.
That's the best bit of the whole show.
I mean, we've literally got 4 minutes left. So are you ready? Should we do Beat the Chief?
Beat the Chief, yeah. We got to end on Beat the Chief.
Right, okay.
Because I've got to maintain my positioning, number one.
Ben B's in. Cac's in. The Chief's in. He might be really good at cold calling, Ben Booth, but Benjamin can't.
Man.
All right, let's see if he can be dethroned. Beat the Chief. Discovery and calls.
As long as the technology is working.
Or whatever.
I do whatever, mate. True or false? Did I catch you at a bad time? Makes you 40% less likely to book a meeting compared to how are you? So if you say how are you, is that more likely to book a meeting as opposed to did I catch you at a bad time?
I'm confused.
Are we dollarizing, Chief?
I don't know. It's still thinking.
I'm struggling with the double negative on this one.
So was I. I was
trying to catch you out. Most of you got it right. Let's see.
Yay.
Oh, Ben Booths.
Oh,
there we go. Nice.
Thought it might be a trick. So,
what is the number of key problems top performers uncover on a discovery call according to SalesLoft? What's the average number that top performers have? Is it that they uncover on a discovery call? Is it 6? Is it 8? Is it 2? Is it 4? Oh, I've just revealed it.
Oh, it's on there.
yeah.
Should have been pixelated. So, okay, so it's 4.
Rough.
Even though it was on the screen.
You got it wrong.
Yeah, I voted before I looked on the screen.
Oh, no.
I didn't read the screen.
I didn't read the screen.
What's the optimum time reps spend listening versus talking on discovery call according to Salesforce.com?
Should
Okay, I think that.
What is the optimum time reps spend listening versus talking on the discovery call?
Is it should or what they actually do?
What they actually do.
Ah.
Oh.
No, it's what they should do.
That's what they should do. I would have.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah,
it's
4%.
That's wrong.
54%. We can discuss that.
Damn the Chief.
What is the optimum time to cold call? When is the optimum time? Now you can see a graph in front of you. What is the optimum? Is it 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., 8? There we go. Yeah, you're now.
Yes.
There we go. Good. I'm glad you all got that one. Okay, final one.
Final
Chief
one.
Yeah, we're going to do final one.
Chief.
Go on, Ben. Beat the Chief. According to Gong, what is the optimum number of questions to ask on the discovery call? Spoiler alert, it's in front of you.
Oh, is it there? It is.
Oh, that's bad. The settings this week, they haven't pixelated.
Someone beat into me then.
Anyway, Ben Booth.
Oh, Ben.
Yes, Ben.
Oh,
no,
Cass in second place. Final, even though I gave him two of the 4, but it's okay. The Chief.
Polarize it, baby.
We could blame the technology. You gave him the answers.
I did. I don't know what happened there. Pixelation didn't happen. Anyway, Ben Booth, nice to see you again, mate. I'll be looking out for you out there in the industry. Keep prospecting. Thanks a lot for joining us this week, mate. Good job. We'll be revealing the points afterwards because we've all got to run. But out for the leaderboard. Hope you got what you wanted from today, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really useful. Obviously, starting my career still, so it's good to take these back. And I'll definitely take some stuff to the team.
Well done, mate.
Well
Thanks
done,
for
Ben.
coming on the pitching point.
Coming
There
on.
you go.
Benjamin, Costas, Kate, it's always a pleasure. See you soon, team.
Never a chore.
Never. All right, guys.
Bye, guys. Cheers, Ben.